This podcast is brought to you by Infinite Resources, a local staffing agency connecting diverse job candidates in central Iowa companies.
Amplified.
Hello, everyone. We have a special episode today, and I'm so excited because we have Rooted Latinas and
we have Undocumented Momhood.
And we are collaborating on a special session today. Again, this is Maria Rocha,
Jamie Tovar,
Laura Rodriguez,
Rocio.
Rocio Hermosillo. I didn't know if you guys were going to be like who this guests are.
You're going to introduce our guest.
Even better. Well, I'm super excited to be here today for this special episode. Specifically, someone I've admired for so long, whether she knew from when I was super, super little, following my big sis around and you were interacting with her. You've been a huge mentor to the city, to the state of Iowa, and you continue to impact so many people's lives. It is my honor and pleasure to be here with you, Claudia Schable.
Oh my
Welcome.
goodness.
Welcome, Claudia.
You're going to make me cry.
Do you remember, didn't you host a wedding for Myra de Catalan?
No, I don't remember that. No.
Were you at her wedding?
No.
No. So someone had told me that at Wells Fargo there was a connection, that they knew you, and then from there that you helped them with their career. So that's why I was asking.
Thank you for saying that. That's very kind. It's my pleasure to be here. And I don't know if you can tell, but the energy in this room is off the roof. Off the roof. So thank you for having me.
We're excited.
I'm going to have Rocio introduce me from now on because that was amazing.
Right?
I just want to hear you talk about it.
Let's do this again. Rocio, start.
All right. No. Well, I know we're here today because there's a special thing that's happening here in the state of Iowa. And I feel super blessed because not only am I part of the podcast, but I'm also get to be a part of this first time event that's coming to the state. Claudia, can you let our listeners know what it is that we're preparing for May 9th?
Absolutely. On May 9th, we are having a tremendous opportunity to uplift our Latina entrepreneurs in the state of Iowa. We are co-hosting with other leaders in our community an event for Latina entrepreneurs. We want them to come, meet each other, meet others that can help them continue to grow and scale their businesses. And not only help themselves, but help the community as well.
1,000%. And real quick, how many of us are entrepreneurs here or have been in an entrepreneurial?
We all.
Yeah, we
all of
us. Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yeah, I started my entrepreneurship about 8 years ago, and time flies, and it's been like a second university degree, second career. It takes a lot to run a business, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
For sure.
That's why I'm so excited to get just all these entrepreneurial women in one room. It's va a ser una fiesta. It's going to be so much fun. And I'm so excited, especially for you guys coordinating all of this because it's a long time coming, right? Like, it's crazy being the first one of getting all these entrepreneurs together. How did you guys come up with the idea? Like, how did this come about?
Yeah, well, I will share my side of the story. The opportunity came about because Tar Macias approached each one of us individually and talked about his idea of having this event for Latina entrepreneurs, but also unveiling a magazine that would celebrate those business owners. Love that. And I think he understood that there was a thread between all the people that he approached that really wanted to help the community grow and help those Latina business owners grow themselves. And I find that including Rocio, Blanca, Perla, Erica in the mix just added to the idea. And the idea grew a little bit, I think, right,
It
Rocio,
did.
would you say?
Yes.
And I can't wait for May 9th because that will be a great opportunity to help other business owners.
I love that.
Go ahead.
Every single woman that you just mentioned, it's like a powerhouse.
Yes.
You are like all like amazing women. Like everybody looks up to you guys. Like those, I cannot wait. I did hear a little bird told me that it was just a magazine at the beginning, that there was not really like a summit idea over there. Is that true?
I'm like, Claudia, do you remember? I'm trying to think back to our first meeting. It was a discussion, right, that we had.
It was a discussion. Yeah, you're right, Rocio. I think we're trying to define the scope of the vision and understand what we're going to do first. And do we start small? Do we start big? And I think the consensus was, let's focus on unveiling the magazine, but instead of just saying, here's the magazine, let's bring people together to celebrate that with them.
I love that.
I love that.
Yeah.
We love celebrations.
Isn't it crazy that this is our first or the first Latina Summit?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Probably in the state.
Tell us
right?
about
Or-
that.
Right.
I think about how we're kind of like protected or landlocked. What I mean by that is so many things like this has been happening already in the West Coast and the East Coast for years. And I think we've talked about this before where like it eventually hits the Midwest, first the West Coast and the East Coast, then Mountain Time, and then eventually it'll hit Iowa. And so I'm just proud and excited that we get to do something like this for our community, for the Latina entrepreneurs, because I think about imagine if something like this happened 5 years ago when I decided to step into entrepreneurship. I've already had massive, and I'm super grateful, accomplishments through others that mentored me. But what would it look like if there was someone that said, hey, Rocio, I know exactly the barriers you might stumble across, and I don't want you to go through those same ones and suffer through those. And so that you can avoid those and get there faster and with less bumps and bruises all day. And so that for me is what gets me amped up and excited is for those future that are coming, because everyone starts off differently. Claudia, you mentioned, it takes time.
It takes time.
And so imagine if there's people that are just starting out, there's people that are maybe making it, and then those that have already done it. I'm excited to hear from the women at our conference that have already made it and see what we can learn and implement even into our own businesses too.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I agree, Rocio. We couldn't say any better. To me, this event is also about economic development. It's about helping the Latino community understand their potential, connect them to the resources that they can utilize to help themselves, their families, but also their communities. So if you multiply the number of us, right, in the room that can grow, imagine the ripple effect we'll have in our communities. And this is our time.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is it. This is now, there's no more
It's long overdue.
Tell it, Claudia.
There's
overdue.
no more waiting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Latinas are the fastest growing population of entrepreneurs.
Yes.
They outrate any other group. We need to not only encourage, but uplift and create this sense of community that it's not only about opening a business, it's about sustaining it, scaling it, and really encouraging them along the way.
I love that you said it's time. I think a lot of people can resonate with that. I think about, why we started our podcast, Rooted Latinas, was for the same reason that we didn't grow up having other women to look up to that are doing what we aspire to do. And now thinking about you're going to be walking into this place with all these Latinas that have made it or maybe started, or maybe they're in the what we call the messy middle, where it's in the middle trying to figure everything out. They're there, but once they surpass that, it's going to be so much better. So I'm really excited about that. And I want to thank you guys for just coming together and making it happen, because a lot of times, people talk, but nothing gets done. And for you guys to collaborate and come together, that's huge for our community. This is a stepping stone for all the Latinas out there, entrepreneurs, that is going to just uplift them and take them to the whole next level. So I'm excited.
And if you think the energy in this little room is something, I'm looking forward to the energy.
Me too.
What are we, 225?
Yeah, so actually we had capped tickets at 200.
Okay.
And then earlier during the last week, we sold out.
Wow.
Amazing.
Y gracias a Dios, thank goodness, we have space for extra 25 openings. And so now I just got the final count. We have 12 tickets left. And that's it.
Okay.
but every single ticket is accounted for, which is amazing. So that shows there's Latina women and there's people that support Latina entrepreneurs that want them to succeed and to grow.
Yes. I love that. It says a lot. Right away, you guys have already sold out, which is crazy.
Do you remember, Claudia? We were like, are we going to have enough people?
Will people come?
Yeah.
Will they care about this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I commend Tar for his vision and his willingness to collaborate with us, because he could have done that by himself, Erica, and not open it up to us. And I'm grateful that he included us. It's been fun. It's been wonderful to see other leaders, Rocio, do her magic. She's in charge of a big job for that day. So thank you for doing that.
Absolutely. One thing I wanted to ask you ladies is, like, what's one thing you really want to take away from the event?
Great question.
I'm coming with an open mind, because like no matter where I step in, I'm like, okay, I'm going to learn something. Like every day I'm going to learn something from this event. I'm going to learn more than something. I'm going to learn a lot, and I'm looking forward to it. So just, I don't know, anything. Yeah.
I love that. For me, I feel like I'm excited for the relationships that we'll get to build, just meeting in general, like all other Latina entrepreneurs, and also give back what I know and in one way or another, hopefully help somebody. So I'm excited just for the relationships and for the fun.
Yes.
Yeah, I cannot wait to be surrounded by 224 other Latino women. Like, are you serious? That's, like you said, like I follow like big accounts of like other like Latina entrepreneurs around the United States, and those things have been happening. Summits have been happening for years. Retreats have been happening for years. And I was like, at some point, it might get here, but we're talking about 10 years, and it was like, I think it was time. So yeah, I just want to be surrounded by all that energy.
1,000%. There was, I think it was Abner that posted it on his social media. He's like, hey, we're tired of asking for a seat at the table. We're going to create our own table.
Yes. On that.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm like, I thought I saw that. And I kind of see this as not necessarily like, it's just a stepping stone of what's to come. And hopefully from this event, whatever you guys take out, like we do want feedback on, what comes next, because I foresee this is only the beginning of something beautiful and amazing to come.
So we don't know what to expect, but you guys know what's happening. Like, give us
a little scoop.
Yeah.
Sure.
What are you guys most excited about for this event? Being on the planning side
Good
of
question.
things.
Yeah, I have my own.
I'll talk about the event. So I'm actually in charge of the day of the event, the planning of. So I can give you a kind of a down low of what to expect. So the first hour is going to be a lot of just networking. Okay. We have about 50 other Latina-owned entrepreneurs that are going to have a table there. So you actually get to interact with them and learn about the products that they have. Some people thought like, oh, it's going to be like food only. It's like, no, you guys, we have so many talented Latinas from clothing to food to lashes to nails to advisors to consultants. So I'm super excited for that piece. And then we get into the actual meat and potato of the show, where we're going to be, Claudia actually is going to be interviewing some of the panelists, some successful entrepreneur women in the state of Iowa that are Latinas. We have a main speaker that will be speaking and talking, which we're super pumped. Also, amazing Latina who has done amazing things here in the state. I can't tell you. You have to go.
Make it exclusive to this podcast.
No.
It's a secret. Don't tell anyone. I'll tell you.
And then at the end, we will have food for everyone. So there's going to be some just food you can eat. And then we're going to do the unveiling of the magazine. Yeah. And that's what's super exciting. And so there will be the magazines there to look at and to check out all the different stories. And I know some of us here were featured in that magazine who got interviewed to learn more about your background and how you got to be where you're at. So
love that.
That's
excited for the magazine and to see who's in it. So
for me, I think what I'm excited about is the opportunity to help our fellow Latina business owners to understand that there is an abundance of opportunities out there, that we don't need to have this scarcity mindset and be afraid for protecting our little crumb of the pie. There's so much more that we can go after. And I'm hoping that they're going to draw from each other the energy, the motivation to go for a bigger piece of the pie, but also bring other people along. And I think that's what we need. We need to be hungry and go for it and support each other as we all aim for bigger things in life.
I love that. I think you put that perfectly, and I think it summarizes like the people behind this whole event and how they think, because we even talk about it during in our real estate business. Like, there's so much business for everyone out there, and just whatever you put out there, you're gonna get it in return, right? Yeah. And so I'm excited to just be around all those amazing energy that we're gonna be bringing. So thank you. Yeah.
Another tangible is that the magazine is going to give us a directory with the information of those Latina business owners.
Huge. I love that.
And that's a tremendous tool for us to do business with each other. Imagine if I need something for my business or personally, that will be the first stop for me moving forward.
I think one thing that I see missing in our, with us Latinas and stuff is leaning on each other for like that mentorship and advice. Like, you don't see that often. I've seen it here and there a little bit, but we need to rely on each other. Like, just, and we don't have that. I've never heard a Latina be like, Rocio's my mentor. Those words never come out. And I hope that people like come to this event, talk to new people, meet new people, make new connections, and, lean on each other, go for them for advice, email them, reach out, get together for coffee, whatever.
Yeah. I'm just excited about the new generations. Café con pan. I'm just excited about the new generations that actually get to grow on this, like maybe we didn't have mentors, but I know that Bella has mentors. I know that Azul has mentors. Azul's 13 and she gets to grow already in this, thing that we already built and that we've been working so hard on it. Like, if we are already unstoppable, I cannot imagine, the next couple generations, how they really are going to be unstoppable. I love something that my mom tells me all the time. Que dice, para todas hay. And and I love that because I do get it that sometimes we don't lean on each other, but sometimes because it feels like we have to take care of our little poor little business that we have, and there's no way we can share. But there is so much for all of us.
And we are so much
excited to share it.
Yes. Together, right?
Yes.
We imagine how much more of an impact we can have if we build relationships and partnerships. Because sometimes, and I didn't mean to interrupt.
No.
Got a little excited here. Go for it. But imagine if I go for a bid, right, for a client, and I see that there are some services that I don't offer, but you offer. And we could partner together.
Yes.
Go for it. But if I don't have those relationships, and if I don't know what you can offer, I'm going to look at that bid and say, oh, too bad. I can't go for it because I don't do that. And so thinking differently about how we bring ourselves together to do business together, to support each other, I think it's going to be tremendous.
Oh, yeah.
It's huge. We talk about that a lot, Claudia, where we say collaboration is a new currency.
Right.
And so that's how you do grow farther together. And it's just being willing and open yourself up to sometimes being like, hey, I need help, because I don't know about you guys. That's one of my biggest flaws personally, is being able to be like, I need help.
Yes.
And that might be one of the reasons why you don't hear that a lot.
True.
Yeah. And so that's what gets me excited, is just to know that to create a safe space for one to reach out across and be like, hey, I saw you did this. You inspired me a ton. Would you be open to teaching me how you did it or what you learned?
Exactly. Yeah.
I love that. And who do you guys would say would, who should be at this event? Like, if people are doubting if they should come or not, like, what are some recommendations you guys give them to just show up?
I was going to say, there's only 12 tickets left.
So for the 12,
So the 12 that are out there, I would say, you know what? If you're afraid to go on your own, reach out I'm sure to any one of us, we'd be happy to wait and walk in with you.
Yeah.
For sure.
One of the things is, I know it's scary to do things alone, but you won't be alone. I promise it's going to be an amazing environment. There's going to be women just like you that are also thinking the same. And more than likely, I would love to see how we can help them link. But invite someone. Take someone. Take someone with you.
That's perfect. Perfect. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we're so excited, and thank you everyone for making time and being
Yeah,
here.
thank you, Claudia, for making time for us.
Thank you. And
Yes.
can
I know you're busy.
and you are too. So thank you for having me. I want to also thank our sponsors, right?
Yes.
This is the first year that we're having this idea. It was, a little premature, and we got some people involved, and the sponsors did come out and support us. So we're thankful for all of them. I'm not going to say their names here, but I know I'm going to be missing someone, but do pay attention to our sponsors.
Good.
Because they're there and they're supporting us. So that tells me that outside of the Latino community, there's a huge interest in making us stronger and better as well.
1,000%.
Yeah, we're going to end with that mic drop.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.